Hey there, insanely awesome musicians. In this video, I want to talk to you about YouTube. Another in what I would consider a must-have for a musician. As we've talked about, music is it certainly is an auditory, medium, obviously, but it really, the visual aspect is very, very important, especially when you combine auditory and visual. It really forms, a great connection with people. That's why, radio was really a great medium and obviously still alive. But when TV came along, all of a sudden, these people on TV basically became household names, and you kind of feel like you know these people that are on TV. Even as you're watching me on these videos, if you're watching audio only, you'll certainly get an essence of the content and what I'm trying to teach here. But the video really should help you form a connection with me, and kind of you're getting a sense of my vibe and my energy and all those type of things that you really can't always get with audio only. So YouTube is really, really a great way to help build your audience, which then again we can monetize, and then of course use that money to build a further audience. So if you're not on YouTube, get on there as soon as possible. Again, if you're new and you want to start with something else, that's fine, but definitely get to YouTube as soon as you can. And the strategy I want to talk to you about is what I call the bracelet and charm strategy. Now, this is something I didn't invent the strategy, but it's something that's very, very effective for YouTube. Basically, what it is think of a bracelet, like a bracelet you would wear on your wrist, and all the little charms that would go on a bracelet. So what you do is you figure out a bracelet term, and in the case of a musician, usually it's an artist that you align with. I'm going to use Katy Perry here as an example. You don't have to use such a big name artist, but anybody that you really feel like you align with. And when you're doing your Facebook testing and advertising, you're going to figure out which audience really responds to your your message and your offer, and obviously your music as well. So I would use that same person on YouTube. Again, if it's a big name artist, that's fine. If it's someone that's relatively not that well known but has a decent following, that's fine as well. Wherever your audience is, that's where you want to go. So basically what you start with, and I'll show this to you in a moment. We'll hop over to my computer and actually show this to you. But in the YouTube search bar, you just type in Katy Perry, and then it'll, just like Google, it will auto fill in about 10 different subterms that are under Katy Perry. And for those of you who don't really know this, that YouTube is one of the top 5 search engines on the internet right now. So again, YouTube, obviously we think of it as a place to go for videos, but it really is essentially a search engine. That's kind of what it is. I know, for a personal example for me is anytime I'm trying to learn how to do something. I know the other day I have a relatively late model car, and these things are so complicated I couldn't figure out something on the dashboard. So I just typed it into YouTube on my phone in my car. A couple of videos came up that talked about this exact topic. Just clicked on the one that had the most views, and within 5 minutes I had this issue solved. Prior to YouTube and all this stuff, I would have probably had to go to the dealer or call somebody. It would have taken me like a whole day to kind of figure this little issue out. So YouTube is really, really a great place. It's growing. It's kind of the place to post videos, and we should use its search capability to tell us what to post on YouTube. Let me repeat that again. Its search capabilities will tell you as a content generator what people are looking for on YouTube. So let's hop over to my computer. I'll show you exactly what I mean by this. And the other point, just before we hop over there, is, and I'll talk about this in that video, in that segment as well, is that I really want you to always have a call to action. I've repeated this so many times in different videos. That's probably the biggest mistake I see musicians make, is that they're putting content out there, and sometimes it's sometimes it's okay content, sometimes it's great content. I've seen some really, really good content from musicians on YouTube, but there's really no call to action. Once I've seen the video and I'm like, wow, I really like this person, what do I do next? The call to action should always be in the beginning of the video and at the end, because people aren't always, staying around to the end of the video. Certainly, you can say in the beginning of the video, you can actually show them the call to action. Click over here, and I'll give you whatever your offer is, a free download, a free T-shirt, whatever you've come up with. But you can also kind of tease it and say, hey, if you stick around to the end of the video, we're going to, or I'm going to show you how to get X, Y, and Z, whatever you've decided. So that's so important. Again, you can go through this whole thing and be very successful. And there's a lot of people on YouTube, especially musicians, who have got a lot of views, but they're really not doing anything with it in terms of taking that audience, getting their email, and then making them a customer. That's the whole goal of this entire thing that we're talking about here. So again, let's hop over to my computer. I'll show you exactly what I mean on YouTube, and then that'll conclude this video, and we will move on to the next. Welcome everybody to my screen here on my desktop computer. As you can see, I've got YouTube pulled up here. I want to talk a little bit about the bracelet and charm strategy that we talk about for YouTube. It's a very effective strategy that you can gain a lot of viewers. And now, as we've talked about in other videos, it's not just about getting the viewers. It's about getting the viewers and then sending them somewhere to capture their email, and then of course turning them into customers. So you can just see some random videos that have kind of been pulled up on my desktop here. Certainly people with a ton of views. If you look, here's 4 million, almost 3 million. Casey Neistat has 3 million here. So not only have these guys done an incredible job of getting a huge amount of views, they have then, of course, when you go into this further, they've actually monetized these views. So Casey Neistat here actually sold his company, I believe, recently for like $25 million. So created a really great online property, and then, of course, monetized it all along, and then created something of value and sold it. So a really, kind of a nice model that he's created over here. So let's look at the bracelet and charm strategy first. So what I've done is I've typed in Katy Perry here, and if I have YouTube auto fill in from here, you'll see it should fill in. I think this is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, actually 10 different bracelets that you can use. So as expected with most artists that you type in, most of the bracelets the charms. For the bracelet term is Katy Perry. The charms are all these terms here. And the key is you want to start ranking for these smaller terms, search criteria, search names here, and then make a bracelet video that is kind of a compilation of Katy Perry, and then start trying to rank for that major term there. So basically the best strategy here would be to record covers for, these are all songs. You should also get creative, like here's halftime shows, so maybe you can comment on it, do a video, do maybe your own halftime show, something that will help you rank for this term as well. These are related, I'm sure, Super Bowl 2015, and then of course the rest are simply more songs of her. So this would be a great way to do this. Again, pick any artist or any bracelet term that you want to start with. YouTube will pretty much tell you all the charms that you need to create videos for. And as we've talked about, it's really important to make sure in your videos, I would say kind of in the beginning and at the end, because people don't always watch to the end, is have a call to action where you're asking them to sign up for your VIP list, or tell them you'll give them a free download, a free t-shirt, whatever your offer is. That way they click off of YouTube, go to your landings page or your splash page, and then you're able to capture their email and actually hopefully turn them into a customer at that point as well. So hopefully this makes sense. It's a great strategy. It really doesn't cost any money, which is the other very nice thing about this. You can do these YouTube videos. Of course you need the equipment and some time to do this, but really there's no other cost. You upload these videos, you put the right terms in for your in your description, and then your YouTube will start ranking you for these bracelet terms, these charm terms that are here.